Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy J Rocks. Then you another graphic novel haul. Got a few comics to show off right here. Um, I've been noticing my Dynamite collection from Dynamite Publishing. Just a little skimpy. I had some Warlord of Mars, some Army of Darkness, and that's about it. So I was like, you know what? And they do have characters I like. So it's not like, oh, I'm just not into any of the titles. I don't like any of the characters. There's characters there that I'm into. Why I didn't have them here, I don't know. So I decided, you know what, we need to do something about that. So I picked up a few Dynamite right now, and I got a few on the way as well. So that'll be on my next haul. So let's start with the first one. This one is Swords of Sorrow. It's called The Complete Saga by Gail Simone and more. So I don't know. They put by Gail Simone in big letters, and they put and more, like and other writers. There is other stories here, which is pretty weird. This cover is by J. Scott Campbell. So clearly, this is based on all the girl characters of Dynamite, being Red Sonja, Deja Torres, Sheena, I think her name is, and Vampirella. I'm a fan of Red Sonja, and I don't know a lot about Deja Torres outside of what I read in the World of Mars books, and from what I read, I like her. These two I'm not too familiar with as either. I mean, I know who they are, but I don't know too much about what's their thing or how their stories are. Now this book, it's a $50 cover price, fantasy genre. I thought $50 for this is a bit steep. That's one of the reasons I was holding out on this. I wanted it a while back, but I thought that was just it's a little too much for me. I was like, that's too much. If it's $50, it should be like a big hardcover, not this trade paperback. You know, it should be better quality. I felt I wasn't getting my money's worth, so I passed on it. I found this used copy, so I decided to go for it. I was interested enough. It seems to be a lot of stories about the women of Dynamite. It seems to be concentrating heavily on those. I can't. The art seems decent. We'll get into some of the interiors right now. I can't speak too much about the stories because I haven't read them yet. Now, one thing I do know, this is about a 500-page uh, omnibus, and I noticed this. Look at how thin it is. I bought this earlier this year, which is also 500 pages and also by Dynamite. Same amount of pages, and you notice the difference in how thick they are. So clearly they're going with some other type of paper. Doesn't bother me. It does seem a little thinner, but it's not even doesn't bother me at all. It's not even affect anything. All I care about is as long as the binding is good, the glue or whatever is proper, then I ain't tripping. I don't mind it being thinner. I could fit more books on my shelf. I could fit 20 of these as opposed to like, maybe 12 of these in the same amount of space, basically. So let's get into some of the interiors of this real quick. Alright, so here on Swords of Sorrow, here's some of the writers. You got Gil Simone, Margaret Bennett, Nancy Collins, G. Willow Wilson. A lot of names out there. I guess this might be where before they blew up, or maybe it was after. I don't know. This book's actually not that old. It's maybe 2 years old when this collected edition came out. But when the stories that are in here, I don't know when those actually came out. I'll forward here a lot of. Gonna read this later, see what it says. Okay, so here now you guys get an idea of some of the art. Man, that glare sucks. I got that. Gotta find a new spot to record the books, man. So yeah, a lot of sword and sorcery up in here. She's getting a little X-rated here, so we're gonna just stop right here. Well, I'll skip to one more just to see if the art differs.
You guys are familiar with Vampirella? What do you think about her? Sometimes I think about picking up some of her books, then I pass. I do like Lady Purgatory. She used to come out on Lady Death. I don't know if it's the same one. I wouldn't mind seeing Lady Death here in Dynamite comics. That would be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind buying some of these chunky books from Lady Death, because I know her, when trades from hers come out, they're kind of expensive and they never go down in price.
Alright, now the next book is a book I was gonna get the hardcover of. Then decided, since I've been getting these in trade paperback, the other Dynamite books, I decided I might as well get this one in trade paperback, save a few bucks, and also circle match with the rest of them. So it will look odd, one hardcover and a bunch of trade paperbacks. Is The Shadow, and this is year one. I thought this was just its own thing, year one, but it turns out here on the spine it says Omnibus Volume 1. So here's not yellow, it's a white logo, which I don't mind. So that's interesting. It says volume 1, so I guess there's more to come, and I am a fan of The Shadow. I like him enough to where if there's a volume 2 I would eventually get it. It's not a day one buy for me, but I would get it. Now this one's a little thinner, it's about 300 pages, and this was a $29 cover price. That's the price these should go for, about 30 bucks. That other 150 seems like way off. Now here, just by flipping through the pages, I could right away notice they're a lot thicker than the other ones. Alright, it's written by Matt Wagner, who I also like. I like his Judge Dredd, I like his Batman. So yeah, this is year one, so I guess it'll show us the origins of The Shadow. Let's get to some of the interiors here.
This is one I'm excited about because I'm a fan of The Shadow. I like the character, I like the idea, and I know Batman was heavily borrowed from him, and then over time he evolved and became his own thing, more of a superhero type thing. But back then when he started, he was more like this, like The Shadow, with a much cooler costume. I'm excited about this. One's written by Matt Wagner, who I like, and hopefully more of these come out, because it said volume 1, so hopefully we get a volume 2 and 3. Like Army of Darkness and Warlord of Mars got sequels, volumes 2s, volume 3s, and so forth. Oh, I could hear the glue. Hopefully that's not a bad thing. I'm gonna have to check out the binding later, see if it's not ungluing, falling apart on me, like I had a Spawn book earlier fall apart on me. So there's some of the art, and it says year 1, so we'll get his origin, how he became the Shadow and so forth, which I'm not that familiar with. I don't know how he became the Shadow. I like this. We got the covers here. Always a fan of when we get the covers included. I don't like when then in between one issue ends and another starts and they don't show you the cover, they show you some other random picture. I don't like that. I like it to be the covers because I kind of want to know how they look. Ooh, this guy looks interesting. Damn, I could hear the glue here. Worried this thing's gonna fall apart on me and on glue right now. Okay, I'm not gonna flip through any more of the pages. Let's get to the next book.
Alright, another one here. You're noticing a theme here. Another Dynamite Studios. This is Doc Savage. It's a little skimpier. I don't know why they call it this one an omnibus. It's only 12 issues. This is the cover. Doc Savage is pretty cool. I'll be digging them. So this one again, it says Omnibus Volume 1. So if there's a Volume 2, I would probably eventually pick it up as well. Pick up at least the first 2 or 3. This one's also cover price of $29.99. See who the writers on this are. Well, let's get into some of the interiors and we'll check out all that info.
Alright, now the majority of this is written by Chris Robertson. Art by Bilquis Everly. I'm not familiar with any of those names, but there's some interior art right here. Alex Ross does a lot of the covers. I like Doc Savage, a lot of his older stuff, the black and white magazine stuff. That's just pretty good. Same with Conan, the old black and white magazine stuff is probably his superior stuff. It's probably his best stories. I wouldn't go as far as to say that with Doc Savage because I haven't read any of his other stuff. But I wouldn't be surprised if his old magazine stuff from the black and white are his best stories as well. He was one of the covers by Alex Ross. Get an idea. I first heard of this character because there was this cartoons called Venture Bros. It's a character named Doc Samson, but he was a play on Doc Savage. It was kind of like I don't know if I would say satire, but it was like a play on heroes. You could clearly tell he was Doc Savage, and some characters were Scooby-Doo characters. There was all the Fantastic Four, but you know they name everybody different things. But it was based on the superheroes. Clearly, the guy, the creators behind that, they were fans of comics, and they're kind of poking fun at them, at the tropes that each character has and so forth. They exaggerate Doc Samson's strength because Doc Savage is supposed to be strong, but they exaggerate it, and they exaggerate how smart Reed Richards is and how needy and desperate the wife is and so forth. You gotta watch that show; it's funny. But that's how I found out it was a play on. I knew some of these other characters. I didn't know who he was supposed to be. I found out he was supposed to be Doc Savage. Then I started, reading some of his older stuff, and I really enjoyed it. So this will be some of the first like more current stuff I have of his. So hopefully it's good. Let's get to the next book.
All right, now these next books were part of a in-stock trades order. As you guys know, I've been collecting Fables, so I got volume 6 right here. There's a spine. This is a skimpy one, volume 6. The cover. It's by Vertigo. So I'm slowly coming along, getting this. It's also $29 cover price. It's the back of it. All right, let's get into some of the interiors on this.
Here's volume 6 of Fables. Here you see it without the dust jacket. It's the same exact thing without the font and letters and so forth. Same with the spine. These are obviously based on Fables, but how would the Fables characters, do in our real world? Like, they had regular jobs and regular relationships without all the fairy tale stuff going on. It's kind of how would they cope with that. And it's an interesting take. Some of these guys get bored as hell because there's no big wars, or they don't have magic, or live regular 9 to 5s and so forth. So that's kind of interesting.
Alright, here the next one is Spawn Book 8. Stoked to have this one. Still sealed. I don't know if I'll open it right now. I might just leave it like that. This is the back of it. This looks pretty sick right here. This is Crane's art. Man, I wish he would have done some interiors on some Spawn. I don't know if he has. Not that I know of. It's volume 8. I think it covers up to issue, what would it be, 96 to like, or 88 to 98, something like that, or 88 to 100, from 88 to 100. I believe here's where you would get Angela's death. Slowly chunking along with the Spawn books too. I wish they would make thick hardcovers of this and Fables. They would make 20 issue hardcovers of this. That way, instead of 10 of these, we'd have just 5. With 5, we have up to issue 100. With 10, we have up to issue 200. Okay, and the last one is by Brian K. Vaughan. This is Why the Last Man volume. What does it say? Oh yeah, book 3. Says the best graphic novel I've ever read. Stephen King says that. That's high praise from a really good writer and a really good director. If he's telling you there's some good shit, then maybe that's cause to pause. You should stop and think about checking it out. It is a great read, guys. I don't do a lot of you must have or you must read, but this is one that I would say it's a must read in my book. It's the back of it. That art is misleading. That's not the art you're gonna get inside the book. The art is it's okay. It's mediocre. It's not terrible. It's not great, but the story is really good. Yeah, this is by Vertical Comics. All these books are $29.99 cover price. All the books I showed in this haul. I don't think I'm gonna get into the interior of these two right now. 'Cause I think I'm gonna just leave them closed for now. If you like what you saw, hit that subscribe button. If you ain't already subscribed, and if you want it to be updated on your news feed or on your phone, whatever, hit that bell. Now, also, if you know I'm on Goodreads, on the description down below, follow me on Goodreads. Hit that link if you have a Goodreads yourself. Love following people. Love checking your reviews on the books you have, and love reading them and seeing what books we have in common and how our opinions differ or how they're the same. Also, you can follow me on Twitter. I always post comments, post pictures of what I'm reading. I'll post like a picture of a panel and my thoughts on it or whatever. Like whatever came to my head, I'll just take a picture and write something. And sometimes I comment on other stuff as well. So follow me there on Twitter. And I guess that's all I got for you today. And I'll just check you guys out next time.